Hi guys, welcome to the channel. It is finally here. Moto Guzzi V100 Mandello S. So guys, with the already traditional shaft drive, with the engine that produces 115 horsepower at 8700 revs, and the peak torque, guys, the peak torque, it's amazing. It is 105 Newton meters at 6750. So this one really pulls like a train. Really, I have to say it. Otherwise, it is a very good looking modern motorcycle and a little bit sportier than some other Guzzis. I think that the front, it's a bit more aggressive than someone would expect from a Guzzi, but all LED lighting, the windscreen, it's just very elegant, still with the V2 engine, transversal, and still with that very recognizable Moto Guzzi sound, still with the logo, the eagle, that it's looking always ahead, but something is different. The engine, it's liquid cooled. It is a lot lighter than other V2 engines of this kind. It has these wings that are coming out for the better aerodynamics and better protection of the rider. It has the adjustable windscreen, so electronically adjustable windscreen. It has the all-ins suspension. It has the quickshifter. It has a very comfortable and huge seat, guys, and very soft in my opinion. It has very elegant side cases. The rear tire, it's surprisingly 190. The front one, it's 120 like usual. It has Brembo brakes, front and rear. It has the electronic or semi-electronic all-ins suspension. You can adjust the preload at the rear. So this is an S model. It's not the standard model, and as such it has the quick shifter. It has also the heated grips. It has also the cruise control. It has also different riding modes, different engine braking, and also different levels of traction control. So this one, it's a really complete sport touring package. I have to say that the clutch, it's the hydraulic one. Otherwise, in my opinion, it is very comfortable already from the look, and I think that this one would be good also for touring 2 up. So the seat is not too high. It's 815 millimeters, and let's check how I fit on this bike. $17 liters of fuel goes in the fuel tank. Yeah, it still has that shake, you know. I am finally riding the Moto Guzzi V100 Mandello S. What are my first impressions? I have to say that this is still a very Moto Guzzi in the way that it has that initial shake, in the way that it is with the V2 transversal engine, and in the way that you just have those emotions when you are sitting on it like on any other Guzzi. So I have to say that the bike, it's very, very nimble. Even though it is 233 kilos, it is very nimble and well made. I mean, the chassis, it's the right one, so it has enough sports capabilities, and the leaning with this one is just a pleasure. Like I said, it feels very, very light. Even though this bike, it's a shaft driven bike, you cannot feel the shaft. The shaft is so sophisticated, guys. I have to say that it is just like a chain. There is no difference between riding this one and a chain driven bike. So the gearbox, it's still a very Moto Guzzi one. What I mean by that, when you put into first, you hear that really hard clunk, and still when changing gears you hear it, but it is, let's say, much quieter than on other more traditional and older Guzzis. So the gearbox, it's just a very Moto Guzzi one, and you can get used to it, so nothing wrong with the gearbox. And I have to say that it's very precise, so gears are entering a bit harder, but they are precise. We have to be aware that this bike has only 500 kilometers, so it's a brand new one, and I think that the gearbox, it's gonna be better and even slicker. This is just my opinion, guys. So it has different riding modes. Right now I am in the road. It has also rain and sport, and the engine has way more enough power that you would ever need. So it is a powerful bike, I have to say. 115 horsepower may not be a lot according to today's standards, but in this case, guys, this one pulls like a train. Really, I have to stress this. It pulls like a train. So from very low till 6,000-7,000. So I have to say that this is not a high revving engine, but it has the low down torque, and it is just way more than enough than you would ever need. It is a sport touring bike, and as such it just offers the sportiness and the touring capabilities of a sport touring bike. The riding position, it's okay for someone that it's under 6 foot. I am 6'1". I think that I would resist some 200 or 300 kilometers riding it. And the seat is very soft and very comfortable, guys. I am really impressed by the seat, and that one on the V885, it was also very, very good one. So those of you interested in the V85 TT from Moto Guzzi, check that video out here. So let's talk about the V100 Mandello. So the engine, it's a brilliant one. It is for the first time that Guzzi introduced the liquid cooled V2 engine. It's a bit lighter than other engines of this kind, and it is vibration free. I mean, you feel that the engine it's running, and you feel that initial shake when you turn on the bike, but when riding there is no vibration on the handlebar, there is no vibration under the seat, no vibration on the pegs. So really refined and well-made engine, I have to say. But you feel that you are on a bike, so this is crucial for Guzzi. The screen works well. On the higher position, it causes a bit of turbulence, a bit of so-called buffeting, but on the lower position, the air is just smooth coming to you, so no complaints here. The mirrors are nice and small and elegant, I would say, but I have to say that I see enough. So there is still a piece of me in the mirror, but this is the case of most bikes for me. I have to say that it has also the quickshifter that works fine, but it likes to be revved a bit. So in the higher revs it works really good. This is not a stressed engine, and it works really nicely at 3,500 to 4,000 revs. So from 3,000 on, and you have always, all the time, enough power to overtake, and even 2 up, in my opinion, it would be a very nice ride. So the suspension, guys, it's very adequate for this kind of a bike. It is not diving. For me, that I am 6'1" or 185 centimeters tall and 100 kilos or even more, this suspension just works very good. Here you can see how the bike goes into the twisties, and really it is a joy riding this bike. So we can put down the windshield. Now it's more air coming to my body, but like I said, it works in both positions very well. The brakes are very good. Yeah, very powerful brakes, guys, very powerful. Brembo did a great job, like always, I have to say. I have a feeling that Moto Guzzi nailed this one also with the 190 tire at the rear. So the bike is still very nimble, and it goes into the corners very nicely. The riding position, guys, in terms of the handlebar and hands position, the handlebar, it's 835 millimeters wide, and you're just a bit on your wrist, but this is just a tiny bit, I have to say, so you're a bit leaned forward, but nothing really serious. This one has the sport mode here, tour. Yeah, this is touring, guys, as you can see. So the screen, this is a TFT screen, it's very clear, and I have to say big enough. The letters are very readable, and everything just works on. So the kilometer still empty, the tacho, then you have the speed, the temperature, the riding mode. We are now in tour, and everything is clear, so really nothing to say negative here. Now in sport, the throttle, it's more direct, and just a little twist and it goes it very quickly reaches the speeds. So we are riding at 105 and we are at 3,500 revs. So this is a very good result, and overall, in my opinion, this is just a wonderful bike. Yeah, the turning circle, guys, the turning circle, it's a very good one, as you can see. Tire pressure, guys. You have also the connectivity with your phone. The traction control is not intrusive. It just works as it should. The clutch, it's a hydraulic one, but I have to say that even when using it, it is not too heavy, and it just feels right. So the consumption, guys, in my opinion, it should be around 5.5 to 6 if you are pushing it. Otherwise, this is a heavy beast, but you don't feel the weight. 233 kilos is not something that would be light, but very sophisticated frame and riding capabilities on this one. So I am impressed. It has also cruise control, and this is just a wonderful package. Those of you who are thinking of trying it, just go and try it. You have also the standard model that it's without the quickshifter, and that it's without the semi-electronic suspension. It just depends from what you need and what kind of a rider you are. I would be really happy also with the standard one. It's time to do the 3 pros and 3 cons, guys. The first pro, it's the engine, powerful enough, torquey enough, and it's sounding very nicely. The second pro, it's the seat. The seat, it's soft and it's wide. So right now I am 2 hours sitting already and riding, and everything is just perfect. So this is the second pro. And the third pro, it's the chassis and the ride. This one, it's a very sporty Moto Guzzi, and still very comfortable. So the chassis, the ride, here comes also the suspension, and so on. 3 cons, guys. The first con, it's the height of the seat. I would expect it to be a little bit higher. So at 830 millimeters, it would be way better, at least for me, that I am 6'1" or 185 centimeters tall. And the riding position, this is the second con, guys. I just have my knees very close to the cylinders, and I'm a bit afraid that I am gonna touch the cylinders. So the riding position, it is really not a good one for a 6 foot and more rider. The third con, it's the price, guys. So I am aware that prices are going high, and that these days it is just like that. Everybody would like to earn money, but I believe that this bike could be instead of 18,000 euros, it could be 16,000 euros. So but this is just my opinion. It was a wonderful experience riding it, and I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you had fun. Please put down some comments, give me some likes, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and till the next one.